All right, good morning, everyone. So welcome to the Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative facility. This is a facility that has been 13 years in the making, from the concept originally back in the 2013 timeframe until today. Lots of work by lots of individuals along the way and support for this facility. Its potential, both for Savannah Riverside, the Department of Energy, for the local community, regional business, industry, all is just going to be outstanding as we move forward. I want to take a moment to, first of all, thank those people. It feels a little bit like I'm at the Academy Awards and I'm, having to introduce all the folks that helped us get here, but there really were a lot of folks that helped. Most of all, the stakeholders that have been involved with this over the years. Some are in the audience here today, between the Aiken County Commission for Higher Education and Teresa Haas. I don't think that the former Chancellor, Sandra Jordan, could be here today, but she was instrumental as well too. All of the community leaders here, leadership in the Department of Energy, and especially our congressional delegation and folks who really, in the end, made this come together with the dollars. And you can see what we can do with those dollars when they're provided to us, and how quickly we can make those dollars come to reality. So we did start this process with funding in 2020. We immediately put that to use with a contract in place that we did in a unique way to be able to bring the design effort and the construction online as quickly as possible, and quickly moved into that design in 2022. Construction began in 2023, and of course we're here today with a completed facility ready to be put to use. Also, this facility is going to be key to the University of South Carolina, Aiken. The partnership and the arrangement that we made with the Aiken County Commission for Higher Education and with the university to be able to provide space here for their nascent engineering program with classroom space and an engineering laboratory are going to be key. One of the department's goals always has been and will be, moving into the future, what we do to provide STEM education and opportunities so that we can have people ready to be able to come and help the nation, the Department of Energy, and industry be successful. And so I appreciate all of you being here today. My last comment is going to be about the folks that helped us put this in place, and that is Northwind Construction Services, LLC, and their primary construction partner in BL Harbert International. They have been great partners in this and have really been excellent to work with. You see the results and the short time frame and work that was done to get us here. I want to thank them for everything they did in working with us to make this facility possible. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to others who have some things to say, but thank you very much for being here today.
Welcome. Thank you, Tony, for that. The history of how we got here, right? This is a great day. It's a culmination of 13 years of hard work, partnership with the community, and a lot of key stakeholders. So very appreciative of the department and our legislative support that we've had to make this a reality. So good morning. I'm Johnny Green. I'm the laboratory director here at Savannah River National Laboratory, and it's an honor to be here with you today for this to commemorate the opening of Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative Facility. This is a fresh ribbon cutting. This is really being opened up as we speak. We're excited about getting this going over the next few months. So as a part of this celebration, we have several distinguished guests here today who you'll hear from here shortly. And I want to have them each come up and say a few words. So first, please join me in welcoming Roger Gerald, the Acting Assistant Secretary and Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Office of Environmental Management.
Thank you, Dr. Green. It's a pleasure to be back here in South Carolina and to see this incredible facility. And thank you, Dr. Himman. It's an honor to be a pacer for the day, sir. Over at the Savannah River site, Edwin DeShong and his team are making tremendous cleanup progress. His team is treating record amounts of radioactive tank waste, tackling soil and groundwater challenges, and shrinking the environmental management footprint. But the true value of our mission can't be measured in the gallons of waste we treat or the number of buildings that we demolish. As we address the legacy of the past, the legacy of the Cold War, EM is helping usher in a golden era of American energy dominance, supporting strong national security and enabling DOE efforts to lead the world in innovation. And Secretary Wright is empowering all of us to be part of this strong vision for the future. It's a vision that he's called the Next Manhattan Project, ensuring U.S. AI and energy dominance. But it starts with people like you and in communities like this. Across the nation, EM is tearing down old contaminated buildings to build up opportunities to unleash commercial nuclear, reusing materials we'd no longer need to advance cancer research and power nuclear batteries, and opening land to grow American energy and win the global AI race. And right here in Aiken, we're proud to stand up this groundbreaking facility. As Secretary Wright cuts the ribbon today, doors are opening, not just for a new building, but for cutting-edge science, for more energy, for local jobs, and for stronger partnerships with the best of American industry. It's part of DOE's mission to support American manufacturing, serving as an economic driver, spurring innovation, and maximizing the reach of industry across the Southeast. This achievement would not have been possible without the support of champions like Governor McMaster and our congressional champions. Senator Graham, Congressman Wilson, thank you both for your leadership and for being here today. On behalf of EM, I appreciate the strong state and community partners here who are aligned around us, advancing cleanup and planning for a strong future. Your support makes the difference. It's no accident we've seen the greatest progress and stood up next generation capabilities like this facility in places where we have the strongest alignment in communities like this. To all of you, I want to say thank you, but we're not done yet. Whether it's recycling materials to grow nuclear industry, leveraging the best and brightest at the Savannah River National Lab, delivering on cleanup, or repurposing land to power the AI race, there is so much potential right here. I look forward to working with all of you to harness that potential in a community that has played a key role to our national security, science, and energy missions for so many decades. This facility will help produce a pipeline of talent to support the Savannah River Site mission and regional manufacturing for decades to come. The Savannah River Site celebrates its 75th anniversary this year. I can't wait to see what's in store for this site. The lab and this community as the Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative opens for business. Edwin, Dr. Green, and their teams have delivered a facility that will act as an economic engine for this region, connecting industry, government, and academia for decades to come. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to this incredible team, to the community, and to our industry partners. You've taken the Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative from just a dream to actually a brick and mortar reality today. Congratulations, and thank you for a job well done.
Thank you, Roger, to you and your team. You've been a great supporter, and it's been a pleasure working with you in my short tenure here, and looking forward to working with you as we continue to make this a successful facility. So please, without further ado, join me in welcoming the Honorable Chris Wright, Secretary of Energy, to say a few words.
Well, I think it's fitting and proper that we christen this fabulous new facility that's going to bring prosperity and innovation to South Carolina and to our country on the 200th day of President Trump's administration. This is an administration really grounded in two basic principles: prosperity at home and peace abroad. Yesterday, I spent the day at the Savannah River National Lab. That lab, long legacy, proud accomplishments in both of those areas. Critical in the beginning of the Cold War to build the U.S. nuclear arsenal. We would not have had the arsenal we had. We wouldn't have had the peace and security we had if not the critical work done at the facilities there today. Those facilities, as we modernize our nuclear arsenal right now, that is an absolute top priority of this administration, are again central to that effort, that national security effort. It's also a cleanup site, as we heard about. That sounds like a facility that had its day and now its day is past, but that's not at all the case. In fact, I think the work at this Savannah River facility in the National Lab more critical in the next 10 years likely than ever before, both modernizing our nuclear arsenal and leading the way in our new energy future. Nuclear energy is the leading source of electricity in South Carolina. South Carolina has been a pioneer and a leader in nuclear since we've had a nuclear age, and we're going into a renaissance of nuclear energy, and that renaissance is going to be made possible by the scientists, the efforts on the facility and at the broader facility, and particularly at the Savannah River National Lab, led by the fabulous Dr. Johnny Green, who educated me a lot yesterday, and I got to meet a great team and all that. And speaking of great teams, I've got to acknowledge the elected officials here today, and starting with, and I think you'll hear from next, the indomitable Senator Lindsey Graham. He has been critical, not just in this state, but in our nation, for national security across the board. In fact, it was Senator Graham working with President Trump in his first term that appropriated the funds that made this day possible, made this facility here. I cannot thank him enough in his leadership. In fact, our new age of energy dominance and redoing our national security critically enabled by the One Big Beautiful Bill. We spoke a few times during that effort, and those are tough legislative battles, and the strength and conviction of Senator Graham was absolutely critical in getting that bill over the finish line. And not just us, but generations will benefit from that effort. I also want to acknowledge Representative Joe Wilson, who's been a strong leader, passionate believer in energy, in American security, and in prosperity in South Carolina. Also a leader quite aligned with our president, with myself and my own agenda to drive things forward. I appreciate knowing him and working with him. I met more recently another elected leader here today, the South Carolina Commerce Secretary, Harry Lightsey, another passionate American and a passionate believer in this community, in this town, in what can come from this advanced manufacturing collaborative. At the lab yesterday, I've talked about nuclear for both national security and for energy. We also saw there just tremendous material science. That is a big advancement coming. We can just make things we couldn't make before. We can make materials we couldn't make before. A lot of that advancement has been driven by the Savannah River National Lab and the great scientists I met and discussed with yesterday. And they're doing it not just because it's awesome and it's cool to make stuff, do things. You just to show this hydrophilic porous material, man-made, sit down in a puddle of water and bam, the puddle of water is gone. Like, that's awesome. And it's impressive to see it, but it's being done not just to show off, like how cool is that, but it's to do it to work with businesses to make our country more prosperous, to make the business and job opportunities here in South Carolina that much better. So I want to say this part of South Carolina and the fantastic Savannah River National Lab and the broader facility are just central coming to President Trump's agenda of prosperity at home. That's what this facility is about, right? We want to bring jobs and manufacturing, technology, innovation, and advancements here to our country. And a lot of those technologies that come from the great university here and from the National Lab are going to meet with business leaders here today, as we saw, and they're going to turn into new products and new innovations that make the country better and that make the business entrepreneurs there become growing entrepreneurs and better lives for their families as well. So it's just a fabulous day today. I love the state of South Carolina. I'm so thrilled for all the people that came to christen this day. I hope we all meet again 10 years from now and say, look at all these businesses, look at all this prosperity and growth that came from this investment that took years and tireless effort and commitment to bring it about. So God bless you all. God bless America. I believe our best years are in front of us. And with President Trump's leadership, we're going to see some very, very exciting things happen in this country. Thank you all.
Thank you, Secretary Wright. Thank you for your support. And just a couple of things people may not know. Not too long after you were sworn in, you met with all the laboratory directors, all 17. I think that was a record. Your engagement was the soonest ever for Secretary of Energy, and then you made a commitment to visit all 17 national labs. I think you're over halfway there already, so it's an honor to have you here, and it was an honor to have you at the lab yesterday and share our R&D capabilities with you, and hopefully we'll see you back here again soon, sooner than 10 years. And but also, as has been said earlier, Senator Lindsey Graham was key supporter in making this facility become a reality. And so please join me in welcoming Senator Lindsey Graham up to say a few words.
Thank you. Well, Secretary Wright, you're the right guy at the right time. I thought that was pretty clever. So, no, really, you love this stuff. And you've got a vision that melts with the president. President Trump is really serious about dominating the AI space. It's a race we can't afford to lose. And he's really serious about energy independence. And that's where you come into play. One, I like multi-purpose ideas, right? If you put a tennis court right there, this would be a perfect tennis venue for the school. And if you opened up some of those windows, you could see the baseball game and sell season tickets. This place has a lot of potential. As to the university, USCA, y'all are a big part of this. I mean, we're lucky to have you. And we're trying to make partnerships that benefit the community. I've been coming here since I was first elected. To everybody in the county, the delegation, there's no better group, always saying yes to new things, making it easy to come to Aiken County and do business, welcoming the Department of Energy and all of our federal partners. This is a really good place to raise a family and do business, and we want to keep it that way. But the relationship, Mr. Secretary, to this community and Department of Energy is very similar to what you find with military communities. They're very supportive. They're all in because they know how important you are. So when you look at what we're trying to do here, Teresa, the reason we have this place is you just bugged the hell out of us and it worked. And this was really a good idea. So EM used to be clean up and close up. We don't want that. To the EM people, you're making great progress, restoring the site. You know, we were on the front lines of the Cold War, and this community needs to be restored, make sure water and everything works. So I want to appreciate what you're doing, and we want to be a partner there. It's a critically important mission to this part of the South Carolina and Georgia. We get that right, so thank you, thank you, thank you. But we do more than just clean up. Tritium. It's the get up and go of our nuclear force, and we're proud for years, go Gamecocks, we're proud for years to have been the place in America that provides that to our nuclear deterrent force. And we're going to modernize our nuclear deterrent force to make sure that people do not miscalculate. This is the most dangerous time I've seen in the world really since World War II. There are a lot of things going on out there. There are a lot of bad guys on the move. And so when it comes to America, we need to keep our deterrent shield up. And our nuclear deterrence force depends on this site since day one. And we're going to keep delivering. The National Lab is a godsend to the community. There are not that many of them. When you have a national lab, then you can do things that other sites can't do. It puts you in the major leagues of research. So it's been a godsend, and we want to cherish that lab and we want to grow it. This facility here just fills out the puzzle. This is a place where we can take all the other activities in the community and come here at the university and working with the Department of Energy and the private sector, create the things of the future that we need to create. AI is a big deal. They require a lot of power. Batteries could be part of that. But the one thing I thought about today, we're going to build all these AI centers all over the country. How do you secure them? If you build a nuclear power plant, you have to have a security footprint approved by the government, because we don't want our nuclear power plants unsecured. I think we need to be thinking the same about data centers. They're a point of vulnerability in the AI economy. How do you secure these sites? What would be the standard way of doing it? I'd like this place to come up with a plan to provide security that can be replicated all over the country when it comes for AI centers, because the bad guys can put us out of business if we don't watch it. Congressman Wilson is the anchor tenant of everything around here, national security-wise. Joe, you have just dedicated your entire life to protecting this country. There's no better advocate for this community than Congressman Joe Wilson. In an age of where there's isolationist movement in our party, Joe has stood up to that movement, and I am so proud to call you my friend. And finally, to this community. Not only is it the jobs we create here, and there are a lot of them, and they're good paying, I hope you feel like you're important to the country and the world, because you are. I go to a lot of military bases, and you'll see fighter jets, and you'll see all kind of military activity, and it's pretty easy to understand how that facility and that community helps defend America. I would say you do the same at Olympic levels. What goes on out here makes America stronger, and we're going to modernize our nuclear deterrent force, and it will start here. We're going to try to regenerate nuclear power as part of the grid, and will be indispensable. What have we learned? It's hard to build a nuclear reactor in America. We had 2 fail here. We're going to get them back online. And South Carolina is on the tip of the spear when it comes to nuclear energy. Per capita, we have more nuclear power than any state in the nation. And part of that reason is because of the bomb plant. How many people have heard the word bomb plant? If you haven't, that means you're under 30. So a lot of my family worked here at the bomb plant. But what used to be the bomb plant, referenced to as the bomb plant, is now the Innovation Center for power, nuclear deterrence, and things that no one really can even talk about now because they haven't been developed yet, but they will come from here. I've been doing this for a while. I've seen the site, good times and bad times. It's never been better than it is today. Great leadership, relevant missions, and the best workforce in America. Thank you all.
Thank you, Senator Graham. We are sincerely grateful for your continued commitment to the state of South Carolina, the nation, and also to this facility and what it represents. And I've been thinking about how do we reframe the phrase bomb plant. I was outside my house one day, and I know you did. So I had a neighbor come up, and I told him where we're. He said, "You work at the bomb plant?" I said, "Yeah, I work at the bomb plant." But now, Innovation Center. All right, we're going to rebrand this Innovation Center. I love it. So you mentioned Congressman Joe Wilson. He's been a great supporter of what we're doing here, and we wouldn't be here without him. And so I want to welcome Congressman Wilson up to the stage to say a few words. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Director. And ladies and gentlemen, and indeed it's wonderful to be here with the University of South Carolina Aiken Pacers. And Senator Tom Young. Wow, this is cool. Anyway, bottom line, This really is a team effort, and indeed, President Trump, with his vision for all of the above energy, how exciting that is. And it's coming to fruition here. Even Representative Bill Clyburn will be one of the strongest supporters, so it'll be bipartisan as I look out and see all these dignitaries. But it's a team effort, and truly, it began too with Lindsey Graham. And we've got to be nice to him now. He's Chairman Lindsey Graham of the Budget Committee, and not just the senior senator of South Carolina. And so I'm so grateful. Also, it was a team effort with Congressman Rick Allen across the river. It's a dual effort of the delegations of South Carolina and Georgia. Bill Taylor would approve of that. And so over and over again, and it's been a team effort. And then it's a team effort, of course, locally. And I was so hoping to see Chancellor Sandra Jordan. I mean, she was out here digging a hole before anybody even knew that it could be here. And so, what a wonderful lady. And Daniel Heimermann is continuing Chancellor. I appreciate that. And then Teresa Haas, who's the chairman of the Commission on Higher Education for Aiken County. So, again, to see what a team effort it is and what it can mean. And then for me personally, it's very meaningful in that I was born with an appreciation of this community. I always like to point out, grandfather Wilson was born at Beach Island in 1888 and great-grandfather Wilson in 1860. In fact, I had the opportunity, that gave me an opportunity, Mr. Secretary, to invite to Washington the most famous constituent I had, James Brown from Beach Island. And so over and over again, and then I appreciate so much Secretary Chris Wright. I'm the only member of Congress who has worked at the Savannah River site, and then I've had family work at the Savannah River site, but to be with the Secretary Chris Wright, what a leader he is. He has a background in energy. Traditionally, if you had a background in energy, you could not be Secretary of Energy. It was considered a conflict of interest that you had any knowledge of energy, okay? And so he survived. What a remarkable individual. And so it's exciting to me. And then I worked in the Reagan administration with Governor Jim Edwards at the Department of Energy, and then worked here at the site. And so I learned firsthand how important matters are here and what success can be provided. And then it's exciting to me already today, Silica X. I met Philip Galan, who is the Chief Executive Officer, and this is a dream come true, public-private working together to convert household trash into concrete and to work that can be to take trash and make it into something you can use. That's amazing. But you've already done it with Amoresco here, to take woody biomass and make it into energy. So over and over again, we're here, and I'm really looking forward to promote, along with the team here, for small modular reactors. I love to tell people that the largest secure, and I appreciate the Senator being ahead of the curve to point that out, secure area, 310 square miles. The largest secure area east of the Mississippi River is the Savannah River site. And it would be wonderful for manufacturers of small modular reactors to address the AI effort. And we already can see the National Guard cyber security program here in Fort Gordon, across the river, so many different programs. And so I see a bright future. And in any way that I can back it up, let me know. And then I do want to resolve some issue about the bomb plant. Actually, it was initially called the DuPont plant, okay? Because we didn't want the Soviets to know what was going on here. And so but somehow the local community figured out what it was. But again, I'm just grateful to be representing this extraordinary community and to see so many communities. Gosh, President Emeritus, I'm just, this is shocking. I'm having so many dignitaries at one time, but it means a lot. And Secretary Wright, thank you for being here. We look forward to working with you in future in any way. God bless you. Thank you.
So Congressman Wilson, thank you again. You've been a steadfast supporter of the AMC, Savannah River National Lab, and the Innovation Center, the new name for the site. So last but definitely not least, please join me in welcoming USC Aiken Chancellor Dan Heimermann up to say a few words.
Well, good morning and welcome. It is a tremendous honor for me to stand before you as we dedicate a facility that represents not only a remarkable partnership, but a powerful vision for a future built on collaboration, innovation, and impact. The Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative, operated by the Savannah River National Lab, marks a pivotal moment in the history of our university here and in the region's economic and educational landscape. This facility will be a catalyst. Located here at USC Aiken in the emerging Aiken Innovation Corridor that is being developed here, the AMC symbolizes the bridge that we continue to build between academia and applied science and the private sector, between students and careers, and between research and real-world solutions. USC Aiken faculty and students already enjoy a productive and inspiring partnership with the National Lab, and the presence of the AMC on our campus will deepen that relationship in exciting and tangible ways. From nuclear energy to environmental technologies, additive manufacturing to artificial intelligence, students and faculty will now be able to engage directly with cutting-edge projects alongside renowned scientists and industry partners. But this is not just about research. This is about people and jobs. This is about expanding opportunity, growing the regional workforce, and providing our students and our community with access to technologies and expertise that will define the next century. Through proximity and shared purpose, we are positioning Aiken and USC Aiken as a hub for innovation here in the Southeast. The AMC will strengthen our academic offerings and notoriety, boost economic development, and help solve complex national challenges by fusing talent, technology, and teamwork. I want to especially thank former Chancellor Dr. Sandra Jordan, who worked very closely with past lab director Dr. Terry Mikulski, who was the true visionary for the AMC. Also instrumental, as we heard, is the Aiken County Commission of Higher Education Chair Teresa Haas, as well as former Savannah River Lab Director Dr. Vahid Majidi, Deputy Director Sharon Mara, and former U.S. Secretary of Energy Dan Brule. We also are grateful to the current leadership teams representing the U.S. Department of Energy and the lab, including its director, Dr. Johnny Green, for their commitment to this vision. I also want to recognize our faculty and students, including those in the College of Science and Engineering, especially Dr. Scott McKay, whose curiosity and dedication made this collaboration so promising and a reality. Today marks the formal opening of a new chapter, one defined by progress, innovation, and collaboration. We are deeply appreciative of the steadfast efforts of Senator Graham and Congressman Wilson over the past decade to help secure the funding necessary to make this remarkable facility a reality. Their commitment and those aforementioned will have a lasting impact on our students, faculty, businesses, and workforce for generations to come. Together, we are opening new doors, literally and figuratively, and together, we will build a future that benefits not only this campus community, but our region, state, and nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Really appreciate your partnership and vision that have been key to the AMC, and looking forward to see where we go next with this. So I want to thank all of our partners, colleagues, community leaders, and distinguished guests here today for this exciting grand opening here and ribbon cutting. Your presence speaks volumes about the importance of this moment and the commitment of the community to the success of the AMC. And we are excited about your commitment for science, security, and the future of American innovation. The Advanced Manufacturing Collaborative Facility is more than just a building. It's a bridge between government and industry, between research and application, and between what's possible today and what we'll achieve tomorrow. Here at the AMC, we'll tackle very complex manufacturing challenges tied to national security, nuclear energy, environmental stewardship, and economic competitiveness. And we'll do it all by bringing together SRNL's world-class scientists and engineers with private sector innovators, startups, and academia, and working side by side in a dynamic, flexible environment designated for collaboration and also for accelerating technology. The Savannah River site has long been a place known for protecting the nation, and SRNL has been at the heart of that mission. And we want to continue to lead in fields such as advanced materials, artificial intelligence, additive manufacturing, cybersecurity, fusion fuel cycle research, and we need facilities like this to match our ambitions. AMC is one of those facilities. It's a key building block, and it's right here in the heart of South Carolina, a growing hub of manufacturing talent, academic excellence, and economic opportunity, and we want this to be an innovation corridor right here. This moment wouldn't be possible without the tireless work of so many supporters, from our DOE leadership to our congressional champions, the University of South Carolina, local stakeholders here. I see a lot of folks from Aiken here who are key supporters as well. Construction teams and the SRNL staff who bring this all together and bring it to life. You believed in the mission, you invested in the infrastructure, and today we celebrate the result of that shared commitment. I'm excited to be a part of this and show the next generation of scientists and engineers that innovation doesn't live behind closed gates, but it thrives in open, collaborative spaces like the AMC. It's about building solutions that matter for our nation's security, our environment, and for our economy. And most of all, it's about reminding ourselves that when we work together across sectors, disciplines, and missions, there's nothing that we can't achieve. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for believing in SRNL, and thank you for supporting prosperity and peace. So let's cut the ribbon and let's get to work.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. That concludes the ceremony. For those that haven't toured yet, they are doing self-guided tours of the facility, so help yourself to that. And thank you all for attending.